hopefully we won't have to do too much searching around to find the stuff we're looking for.
Only twice as long, if we're lucky.
If we're lucky. The thing I hate about these things is actually mounting the specimen. So you got this tiny
Tricky.
little 3mm grid,
Right.
and you got to put it in a tiny little 3.01mm hole, and then put this clip on it. They used to call them Jesus clips because when you flip them down, they go flipping off. You go.
Okay, so that went up there.
Yes.
All right.
Goes right into the objective lens.
All right. Okay, that's right up there. That's where that is. All right, good. And I've always wondered, I've seen these, what are you looking at in here?
Well, this is the old school stuff,
Uh-huh.
where you had an electron beam come down.
All right.
You can't see electrons, but you can see the translation
All right.
between.
It's like
so
a
you
TV
got-
screen or
So
something.
you got a
that
phosphorus screen that glows when it's
Right.
irradiated with the
I
electron.
gotcha. I gotcha.
We don't look in there anymore.
Not anymore. That's old school.
We put the camera in and we
Yeah,
look
yeah,
up there.
yeah, up there. Okay. All right.
Because you used to have to sit in the dark.
Yeah, okay, I
We
gotcha.
don't sit in the dark.
Do they even have this on the latest ones, this big screen anymore? Or?
Yes, they do, because it actually comes in handy when you want to do really, really high resolution
Mm-hmm.
work. You still need to look.
You still need to look. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You still need to look. But you see, what it does for you is you can very quickly get an idea of what you're looking at here.
Oh yeah, right down there.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of.
Let me. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
You
what
can
we're
see
gonna
it right
do-
down there. Yeah.
You can see it right down there. But
Yeah,
now you
yeah.
can see it right
now
up
you can
there.
see it up there too. Okay.
So this is what we're looking at.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot of protein in there.
Yeah, I see
There's
it.
a lot
Uh-huh.
of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah, this is the plasma.
This is the plasma, and plasma is going to have proteins like galore in it.
Uh-huh.
Now, what I want to do is take a look at this grid at very low mag, so I can see. You can see how
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
this is so thick that we're not ever going to see through it.
Uh-huh.
So let's move over to an area where it's nice and thin, because this is where you're going to have your best shot at
All
seeing
right.
something.
All right. All right. All
We're
right.
going to zoom in right over in here, because this is so thick that
Right.
literally you're never going to get a chance to see it.
Because you want the electrons to go through it.
Yeah. And that's the problem with working with essentially neat samples. is You get everything that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I suspect is we're going to get some. These are probably your particles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can see there's.
Yeah, I see it. Nice, dense.
When we go up in mag, you can see.
They're probably glommed onto protein or something, you think?
Something is glommed onto them.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
can see there's 3 of them. You
Yep.
see the viral code.
I do. I see it. All right.
Now, again, this is the problem you encounter.
Hmm?
In order for us to see these at this size, and this is literally, tiny, we've had to magnify this to 90,000x.
Right.
That means that grid that we're looking at, that 3mm grid, is now 1.5 miles in
Right.
diameter.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a very, very
I totally
tiny
understand.
little thing.
I totally understand. So we're looking for something at least over 100 nanometers, right?
I'll show you exactly how big this thing is. It's about 140 nanometers,
Mhm.
but we're at 92,000x.
Boy, it doesn't take long with this EM. I mean, to see something. Doesn't mean you're going to find it quickly.
Yeah.
But you put it in there, there it is.
Yeah, you get an image real fast.
That is one of the real attractive features of EM. To me, it is.
Well, what it
You go to
shows
all
you-
that trouble to set it up, but then once it's set up, man, there, poof, it's there.
it gives you this very quick kind of Polaroid view of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know this is at 90,000 X.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go up here and grab this little unit here, we can set that there.
And then you put the other end around it.
Put the other end over here.
And it tells you how
Go,
big it is.
How big is this thing? This thing is 92 nanometers.
Okay.
It's 92 nanometers in one direction, and it's going to be about 113 nanometers
Uh-huh.
together.
Okay.
So this is your virus.
Yep. Now, all right. Now let's try something else. This took no time at all to find this. Let's see how often it takes you to find other ones on here.
Well, yeah.
'Cause- yeah, I guess
That's what this is all about.
That's what this is all about.
We found this because they are there.
It should be easy, relatively easy to find, since we only did a 1-to-2 dilution,
Yeah.
and assuming that the plasma doesn't screw it up too much.
And that's one of the things we don't know.
We don't know. That's why we're doing this experiment. So why don't you just do what you normally do, scan it around, see how often you can find some, what quality they are, and say, yeah, that wasn't so bad. That's about what I expected with the 1-to-2 dilution, or no, it's a lot harder, or something like that. And then I think we should do a 1-to-10.
I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
All right, so we put this guy away. Let's drop it down. Now, this is where I was looking for your virus the other time. They're about 34,000 X.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just started driving around at 34,000 X. And look, there's a virus.
There's some more. Another one
And
anyway.
you
Yeah.
see, we're already to the point where we have one particle
One in a field.
in a field.
Yeah.
We take that to 10 times.
It's going to probably take 10 times.
10 times longer to find.
Yeah. Well, right now we're only talking seconds,
Yeah.
you know.
But when I did this with the whole spike, with the whole sample,
Mm-hmm.
it was like boom, there they are.
They were, yeah.
You got
I
20,
know.
20 particles per field.
Right.
Every field
Right.
you run across.
And now we're only
Here we're
talking
getting-
from 1 to 4 or 1 to 3
Yeah.
so far.
And I think we got that 3 because they were in a clump.
Stuck to protein, maybe. I usually blame protein on everything,
Protein is, it's sticky.
or for everything.
There's 2.
There's 2 more. Okay, so at least we can see them.
You can see them.
That's important to know. It beats 0.
But I'm amazed because I thought we'd get to maybe 10.
Uh-huh.
What we're seeing is 1 to 2 to 3.
No, I understand. It's
And the thing is, we're only so far. I'm only seeing full
There's one.
ones. There should be empty ones in here
Right,
too, that I
right.
don't see.
Now, we probably won't. Like, as you said, you anticipated we might not be able to see them.
And they make up at least
You know, I don't even care about those.
60 to 80% of the viral
The-
particles.
let me tell you, the only ones I care about, really, from a legal point, are the ones that could legitimately be considered pathogenic. You know what I mean? If they're hollow, they're not infectious.
They're
They're
not
they're
infectious.
irrelevant.
Well, they will make you HIV positive on ELISA.
I know, but that's not the question we're trying to. We already know they're HIV positive on ELISA, or they wouldn't have a court case. What we want to know is, are they in fact infected with HIV?
Yeah.
Big difference.
So, I mean, this has dropped down considerably from what I had anticipated. I was thinking 10.
You thought, frankly, I didn't think it would be half as efficient. I expected it to be less than half as efficient.
It's
Because
significantly
whenever
less.
you go to something like plasma, you know, you're not.
So this really suggests if we go to a 10 to 1 dilution,
It's going to be really hard.
it's going to be really hard to find. these
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
Here's a few.
But you know, you're finding them on the order of seconds
Well,
from window to window.
I'm just going from window to window.
I know, and to me, from a practical point of view, I think the outside would be if you couldn't find a reasonable number in a minute. You know, you're going from just seconds from window to window. If it takes a minute to go, before you find, let's say 10 frames or however many with them, that would be, a minute before you ever found any. Then you might be talking about something that's not acceptable. I don't know.
See,
There's some more. Yeah.
this is pretty.
This is acceptable so far, obviously.
This is
To-
acceptable because they're in just about every frame.
Right, right.
They're in very low numbers in every frame, but
Right.
they're there. In every
But they're there. Right, there. That's yeah.
And that's, I think this is what we're going to change, is when we start diluting this down. This is like, wow, this is 2.5 billion
Oh.
per mil.
Yeah, I know that.
That's
And
a lot of particles.
you know what we could do? It might be a good idea to forget about when you were counting the 5 million or 5 billion per mil. You were also including the hollow ones. What fraction of that 5 billion do you think had nucleic acid in the center? 10% of them?
Maybe 20%.
20? Okay, 1 in 5.
Yeah.
1 in
Maybe
5.
20% of
So let's say it's only 1 billion. Let's forget about. Let's say for all practical purposes, it's 1 billion. Just for sake of, it's also an easier calculation, 10 to the 9.
Yeah.
Because all we're really interested in, only thing I'm really interested in are the ones that could possibly look like infectious HIV or viable HIV, put it that way.
So, yeah, so maybe you got a 500 million particles here. 500 million.
Okay.
So we dilute that down to 10 to 1. That's
50.
50 million particles. That's still way beyond what even the highest that you guys have ever seen.
Right, right. No, I know that.
If we go down to
In terms of viral load, I know that.
in terms of viral load, if we get down to the point where we're at even the highest viral load, I don't think we're going to find a single one.
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
that's,
that
and
may be
that's
true.
why people don't find them.
Yeah, could be.
And this is that picture we saw before with the.
Is that the same one?
It's the same one. It's all clumped up.
Uh-huh. Can you change the contrast, I guess?
We don't want to change the contrast
Okay.
on these, but we
Oh,
can
okay.
change the contrast on
Once you
these.
take a
Once I
picture
take
of
the
it.
picture, we
I
can-
see. Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah.
adjust the
Right,
contrast
right.
and brightness. And,
I got you.
But we don't want to change the contrast
While you're
on
searching.
on the searching screen,
Right.
because that screws everything up.
I got you.
And we're not even going to see through that.
Okay, I'm satisfied with this now.
Okay.
Let's go do a 1 to 10.
All right.
Okay, I'll stop this.